All right, so welcome back to the Beast Game podcast. And today we're taking a look at Hobbs and Shaw, directed by David Leitch. Oddly enough, he's responsible for Deadpool 2 and also Atomic Blonde, which I remember not liking. Kind of connected to the original John Wick movie, one of the two directors. It's written by Chris Morgan and Drew Pearce, and it stars Dwayne, The Rock, Johnson, Jason Statham, Vanessa Kirby, and Idris Elba. And the synopsis is, lawman Luke Hobbs and outcast Deckard Shaw form an unlikely alliance when a cybergenetically enhanced villain threatens the future of humanity. Jeez, I forgot this movie already because it's garbage. Oh man. I do remember it now. So there's a breach and clear with a group of paramilitary people. It turns out Vanessa Kirby is one of those people. They're trying to steal a sample of whatever this super serum is, at least the antidote to it. And while that is happening, Idris Elba comes in, wrecks shop, starts doing all these super moves. Vanessa Kirby injects herself with that, and then she goes on the run. It cuts to Jason Statham and The Rock just living their daily lives. Jason Statham, if you remember from Fast and the Furious, Helen Mirren was his mother, and he goes to visit her, and she mentions something about his sister, like, have you seen your sister in a while? And he's like, no. And then with The Rock, he had a daughter in the last Fast and the Furious movie, and he's spending time with her, and while he's having breakfast, so Ryan Reynolds shows up. They have a history. Ryan Reynolds with the CIA. He tells him about the thing that happened in London where Idris Elba's character, so he recruits The Rock, and then Jason Statham kind of gets pulled into it, and they're both not working together. Once they encounter each other, they're all trying to find Vanessa Kirby's character, and that's kind of where we'll stop. Matt, what did you think of Hobbs and Shaw?
I think this movie came out probably 20 years too late.
No, I wholeheartedly agree.
I think remnants of this movie remind me of Mission Impossible. Was it Fallout?
Matt, we all on the same page. Go ahead.
And then the whole buddy cop thing, then it started making me think of Tango and Cash.
Yeah, or for me, Central Intelligence.
Or Central Intelligence, yeah. I think the best part of the movie for me is the banter between The Rock and Jason Statham. I think the best part of the movie is just their interaction and their trading of barbs. As far as the action itself, it was good. But what does James call them? Popcorn movies, where you just turn your brain off and enjoy it for what it is. Now, if this came out 20 years ago, holy crap, man, this would have been just instantaneously. With writing these days, and this doesn't really seem like anything new or groundbreaking. This is just an action flick, even absurd for Fast and Furious standards. So this is a part in the movie where there's a piece of medical equipment that breaks. Gets blown up for whatever reason. So I don't understand how a mechanic from Samoa can put this together. I really don't. It's a piece of medical equipment. It is not a piece of brakes, calipers, something to do with a car.
I thought this movie was terrible. I fell asleep during it. So the dialogue in this movie. So Matt was talking about the banter between The Rock and Jason Statham. At a certain point, became annoying. There's a level to this movie that is part San Andreas, part that skyscraper movie, part Rampage. It is like that level of the Rock movie. This is also a vehicle for some of the Rock's buddies. So Kevin Hart shows up in the movie.
I'm glad they actually kept that part a secret from the trailers. That part actually woke me up.
But
it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of cameos in this, but for the larger part of the movie, particularly the later third of the movie, there's really not much going on. And then the culmination of the movie leads into a chase with like a helicopter. That's not interesting.
That was terrible. That was
yeah.
so terrible.
And you were talking about Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is a good example of how to keep things interesting for a long-running series. So we know that this is the first spin-off movie for Fast and the Furious. And then Fast and the Furious has 8 movies. Furious 8 was the last movie, right? Yeah. So Mission Impossible, I guess it might be on like 6 or 7 right now.
That's 8. It's going on 9.
It's interesting. I will continue to watch it because they put out quality content. This is just a subpar B movie. with A-list actors. There's really nothing interesting going on. Idris Elba might be the best part of the movie, but for me, this movie's getting a 0. What possessed me to go see this movie? But I did it for the podcast, and it's getting a 0. Matt, what's your score?
I'd give it a 5.5. I mean, action was okay. If anything, it was just a movie to take up time. Although I'm surprised the movie is, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah, quite a long time for a movie of this caliber, and there wasn't anything substantial or game-changing or extending the series. It was just something to take up time. If you got a spare Saturday in which you're not, or Sunday, and you don't got anything going on, and you don't have any chores to do around the house, and you just want to sit around and turn your brain off, this is the movie for you.
No, I don't even think it's that much. At some point, it just became a lot of noise. The guy David Leitch, Deadpool 2 might be his best movie, other than John Wick 1. Atomic Blonde was garbage, verge of having a bad score.
Well, the action was good.
No, I didn't like it. I just don't think he's a good director. Chad Stahelski, who's the other half of John Wick 1, we know his pedigree. John Wick 2 was amazing. John Wick 3, it's okay. David Leitch, no. And this movie's a no. And other garbage from The Rock that you haven't seen. And the same thing with Jason Statham, because he does a lot of B movies or B action movies that don't really make any traction. Don't see this movie.
It's on its way to making $1 billion. So
made like $300 million this week.
If it made that much opening weekend.
Billion though? $1 billion?
That's 8, man. The last one made $1 billion.
Hold on.
But look how many characters it had.
So right now, it had a production budget of $200 million. It has pulled in $180 million.
Is that domestic?
Worldwide. 60.
180?
Yeah, 60 domestic, 120 worldwide. And this really has nothing to do with the Fast and the Furious movie. It's just that The Rock needed to be in another movie before Fast and the Furious came out. It just happened to be this movie. That's the Beast Game Podcast.